Hello everybody, and thanks for tuning into today's video. Well, last Sunday I launched Ask Gav, and I asked for you to send in your questions, post them in the comment box, and I said that in the following Sunday's video today I would answer those questions. So here we go, these are the answers to the questions that have been posted. And I've had some very interesting questions, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I've enjoyed making this video as well, finding out these answers. So we'll probably do this again in the near future. So before I get on with videos, we'll talk about the advertising. There'll usually be a video ad overlaying my web videos here at GazWebViz.com. Please play those video ads because you'll be supporting GazWebViz.com if you do this. Right then, so let's get on with the questions, and the first question that we've got is from Benjamin Stubbs, and Benjamin wants to know what the difference in the atmosphere is that makes a rain belt and instead of showers, or vice versa. So why do we have rain belts and showers, and what's it all about? So we're going to use this synoptic chart from the 28th of December 2011 to explain this. We've got an area of low pressure there to the northwest of the British Isles, and this area of low pressure has got different air masses within it. To the leading edge of the low pressure, we've got a warm front, a warm sector lying across the country, and then along this line here, this black line and the green colours behind it, we've got a cold front and a cold sector behind that cold front. Now the rain bands are really caused by those different air masses, where we've got the differential between the warm air leading that area of low pressure and the cold air on the back of that low pressure. We've got areas of rain separating those different air masses. Now you'll always have a warm front at the front of the low pressure, because of course warm air rises and the colder air is denser, so you'll always have the warm sector first and then the cold sector coming along behind. Although sometimes in certain situations those warm fronts and cold fronts can actually meet up with one another. The cold front can catch the warm front up and they'll occlude out, and that's called an occluded front, and you just get one band of rain then instead of the traditional two bands with the warm front and the cold front. So if we have a look at the upper air temperatures, and this will explain things even better, well, you can see that here we've got the warm sector line across the country. These yellow colours are indicating that the warm areas on the leading edge of that low pressure. Remember, the low pressure is just to the north of Scotland, northwest of Scotland, and this green line, where we've got the green colour here, this line here, that's where we've got the cold front. So we've got one band of rain indicating or separating the cold air from the warm air, and we've got another band of rain on the warm front leading that area of low pressure. Now in the warm sector you can sometimes get rain, but more often than not actually the rain will ease off for a while. It'll turn drizzly and misty, particularly in winter, but any time of year really the warm sector often sees the rain easing off and it's just cloudy, damp and drizzly, and then the cold front comes along and that brings the second band of rain through. The heaviest of the rain will usually always be on the cold front, on the back edge of the cold front actually, and you usually know when the cold front is coming through because that's when you get the clearance from the cloud and general rain back towards a showery situation. Now once that cold front has gone through, and this is the chart for the next day, the 29th of December 2011, the cold front has gone through, it's cleared away, it's pushed away the bands of rain, and now we're into this run of westerly winds, and this is bringing in a lot of showers. So behind the cold front, that's usually when you'll get the heavy showers, and that's being brought in that colder sector of air, that colder wedge of air. It's feeding in the showers. The isobars are tightly back, so it's windy, and those winds are feeding in the more showery type weather, and we can see this on the upper air temperatures again. Notice that the warm front, the warm sector is actually cleared right away towards the east of Europe now, so things were moving very, very quick, as they tend to do in winter. And let's say we're in this run of colder air across the country, and that would be feeding in the showery type weather. And then back here in the Atlantic we can see that we've got a big temperature gradient here, so this is probably where the next area of low pressure is starting to develop. We've got the warm air there to the south of Greenland, and then going up towards Greenland, the air gets progressively colder, of course. So this is probably a spawning ground for the next area of low pressure, and again it would take a very similar idea really with this warm air leading the low pressure area, because the warm air is rising up and the cold air is denser, so the cold air, this cold air up here would be following along behind that warm air, and again you would expect, or you would almost certainly have, a band of rain on the warm sector, a band of rain on the cold sector, separating those different air masses. So I hope that explains your question, Benjamin. And now we're going to go on to John's question, and John wanted to know why sometimes you get to organise lines of showers and sometimes showers are more scattered. Now this is quite simple really. The showers, when they line up, are usually lining up because there's some sort of system pushing through, so there's some sort of convergence line, or there's some sort of little front or trough, and it's just really where the showers become very frequent. They close together, the showers, and they actually start to merge really into one big area of showery rain, and that is usually indicated on these charts. These are the facts charts from the UK Met Office. They're usually indicated by these little lines here. They can either be fronts, or they can be convergence lines, or they're in the form of troughs, but really it's just where the showers are rotating around the low pressure, or they're close enough together really to be forming an area of more generalised rain rather than just scattered showers. So it's really usually caused by some sort of a convergence or some sort of trough or little feature coming in through the flow, just banding the showers together, and that's happening because of the way the air is rotating usually around the area of low pressure. John also wanted to know why rainfall sometimes sticks in one general area, why you get rainfall that just seems to be glued to a spot for continuous hours rather than pushing through as normally does when you've got weather fronts moving through. And this is happening usually because you've got an area of low pressure, stationary area of low pressure sitting over the country, and you've got these weather fronts wrapped around that front. So this is the facts chart for Saturday the 16th of June, so this is for yesterday, and we can see that we have got these lines wrapped around the low pressure. There's the low pressure actually centred somewhere around the Irish Sea. We've got these fronts wrapped around that low pressure. Now until this low pressure moves away, these fronts aren't really moving very much, so this is where we tend to get the stationary areas of precipitation. Of course, these can produce a lot of heavy rain. It's a very similar situation to what happened in Wales last weekend, where we had the flooding. We did have a continuous area of rain caused by a wraparound front that just wasn't moving. It's wrapped around an area of low pressure, and it didn't move off until the low pressure moved off. So as I say, these persistent prolonged bursts of rain are usually caused by these wraparound fronts that we have wrapped around an area of low pressure. Now we also had I also had a question from Nigel, and Nigel wanted to know where he could see graphs and data for the month of June. And he wanted to be able to check how the temperatures and rainfall were progressing through the course of the month. Now, I haven't really got this one pinned down that well, but this is the UK Met Office. You can find this at metoffice.gov.uk/climate//UK, and you can find the UK Met Office website on my links page. Anyway, this is all the graphs and the data once the month is in. This doesn't run as the month is progressing, but it does tell you at the end of the month how the month has developed. So this is quite useful to go to at the end of the month to see what's gone on through the course of the month in terms of the data. If you want a website that shows the data as the month develops, this one used to be quite good, climateuk.com. This is Philip Eden's site, and this is for the CET area, the Central England Temperature. This used to have graphs for temperature, rainfall and sunshine, and it used to be updated updated daily through the course of the month, and you can see every day how the month has progressed. Now, unfortunately, Philip Beaton isn't updating this website as much as he used to, but this is a very interesting site to keep an eye on, because if Philip starts updating this more often, you will be able to see as we run through the month how the month is developing in terms of rainfall, temperature and precipitation through his excellent graphs. It does update like the UK Met Office at the end of the month. Always at the end of the month there'll be an update to show how things have gone on, but Philip did choose to update this daily as the month progresses. He doesn't update as much, unfortunately, at the moment, but hopefully he will get back to doing that more often. Now, Sean from Coventry wanted to know what weather was going to be like in Devon from the 22nd to the 29th of December. Now, I'm not sure, Sean, what's going to happen really as we go through to the last stage of the month. I was hoping that we'd get a nice big build of high pressure taking over, and we get some warm and dry weather. It's not really coming off, and actually I think we are looking at more of a trough ridge type pattern towards the end of June. So I think you will get some decent weather. You will also get some better days of weather through the course of your holiday down in Devon. I think there will be some warm and dry and sunny days, but expect rain. Don't expect it to be completely settled or hot, but of course this is still a little way off, so keep checking my weather videos and we'll see what happens. But certainly I'll expect to have some rain, some unsettled days mixed in with better days as well. Certainly no sign of the weather really settling down and becoming very settled. This is the ECMWF model for Monday the 25th of June, so this is where you'll be down there in Devon, and we're really in an Atlantic driven pattern here with bringing the air in off the Atlantic, so you would expect some days of fine weather and then some days of showery weather as well. And then finally, Gary Johnson wanted to know what the weather was going to be like in September, because Gary is going down to Devon also actually, and well, for September it's a long way off. I'm not at all certain about this. This is the CFS version 2 anomaly at 700 millibars for September. This is the height anomaly for September at 700 millibars. And you can see we've got a little bit of above average pressure there around the British Isles, so that's indicated probably more favouring high pressure around the British Isles of North West Europe. But this is a long way off. CFS is very unreliable when you go too far out, and don't take that too seriously. I think do need to have some question marks about that. September is normally a good month though. The last few years we've had some amazing Septembers, really very warm, dry and sunny. It's tended to be in September. We are overdue though a very unsettled September, a very wet September. September can be a wet month. We're overdue a wet September, so this year might be the year, but really it's too early to say, I'm afraid, Gary, exactly what is going to be happening for September. Keep an eye on my weather videos as we get closer to the time. Well, that's all for now. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed answering your questions, and we will do this again. We will do Ask Gav again at some point in the very near future. Thanks for supplying me with your questions and for letting me answer them. That's all for now.